Good afternoon. It is the 10th of October. The year is 2022. A very warm welcome to KBC Lunchtime News. Thank you for joining us. We do have the latest stories in this country and also from across the globe. I am Nissie. Imano. Lucy Mora is our sign language interpreter this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Now, President Dr. William Ruto has called for a speeding up of the East African integration. Speaking in Tanzania during talks with his Tanzanian counterpart Samia Suluhu, Ruto said Kenya is keen on expanding, boosting trade with Tanzania, and easing movement of persons and goods is key to growing the economies of the East African region. Samia said the Kenyan and Tanzanian ministers of trade have been tasked to remove the remaining 14 non-tariff barriers to trade as the two countries explore other avenues of enhancing integration.
Trade between our two countries has grown phenomenally. In 1 year, exports from Kenya to Tanzania grew from 31 billion shillings to 45 billion shillings. Trade of goods from Tanzania to Kenya grew from 27 billion shillings to 50 billion shillings. When you and President Kenyatta were working on these barriers that were barriers to trade, many people thought it would benefit Kenya. But today, it has benefited Tanzania more than Kenya. And we are very happy as the people of Kenya that the old feeling that Kenya was benefiting more than Tanzania from trade has now changed. And I think it's now clear to all of us that increase in trade benefits everybody.
And moving on, at least 200,000 people in Bamba and Sokoke wards in Kilifi County have been affected by drought. According to the latest data from the region's disaster team, malnutrition is a big challenge in the area. They are now urging the government and development partners to initiate intervention measures to save lives.
The ongoing drought in some 23 counties has hit Bamba and Sosoke wards, Gaze sub-county in Kilifi County. Residents here are in dire need of water and food. The residents have to walk for about 98 kilometers from Bamba to Sabaki River in Malindi sub-county and back in search of water. According to the area residents, lack of food has seen many children drop out of school.
Hata kuna familia zingine juzi tulikuwa tunapitia huko mchana, unapata wanapika rangi chai bila chochote, baba mama hawako, hiyo ndio lunch, watoto wanarudi shule. Inagusa. Kuna stream hapa inaitwa Gwaseni River ambayo imetoka huko juu imeshuka hivi. Tuliweza kupata maji, si mvua,
si mambo ya mzaa. Hata hii maji ambayo tunasema sasa hivi tunaile kisima pale, ina maji ya chumvi ile na inatoka maji mengine haitoki. Ili imekuwa ndio kama maji ya baridi saa hii. Inasaidia watu wengi sana. Hata saa hizi kile kisima kidogo kinaleta shida, lakini watu ambao wamepasuka na roho. Kusema kweli, hii sehemu yetu ya hii sehemu ya huku jamani ni mbaya. Hata kama kuna usaidizi ambao unaweza patikana, upatikane haraka, si mambo ya kungoja kesho ama kesho kutwa. Hiyo hali ni mbaya bana, si mambo ya mzaa. Kwa sababu sisi tunakaa huku chini, tunashuhudia mambo kusikitisha. Watoto hawendi shule, si uongo. Watoto hawendi shule, watoto hawafanyi chochote. Kwa sababu hata akaenda shule ni ile ameenda shule lakini kuna kitu anashika. Mtu anaitwa anasinzia. Sababu siku sinzia kwa sababu hata usingizi ni sababu ya njaa.
They are calling on the government to act swiftly to help save lives.
Alikuwa na homa lakini kama alikuwa anapata chakula angepona, lakini hakupona kwa sababu alikuwa njaa pia yamuumiza. Alikufa tukwenda mzika. Kwa hivyo njaa ndio inaumiza watu kwetu.
They are, however, attributing the lack of rains to environmental degradation, noting there is an urgent need to embark on reforestation programs. Local leaders are also grappling with the idea of pushing legislation in the National Assembly that will see resources pumped in the area to help harvest rainwater and promote irrigation agriculture.
Akisema atafanya kitu, anakifanya kwa ukweli. Kwa hivyo hata hilo la chakula pia na imani kabisa ndani ya wiki 2 ataweza kulitimiza, na watu wa sehemu hii pia wataweza kufaidika na chakula cha msaada cha serikali. itabidi tukubali chakula cha msaada sahihi kwa sababu hatuna njia nyingine.
And staying with the drought situation, the Catholic Church is appealing to Kenyans to help those affected by drought. Speaking while consecrating the newly put up St. Francis of Assisi Ruiru Catholic Church, Philip Anyolo, the Archbishop of Nairobi, said that as the government pursues achievement of food security for Kenyans, the current food crisis requires concerted efforts from all Kenyans to save lives.
4 consecutive seasons of failed rainfall has occasioned the driest condition of most lands in the country, with many Kenyans in a constant food security struggle. Speaking after consecrating the newly put up St. Francis of Assisi Ruiru Catholic Church in Kiambu County, Archbishop of Nairobi Philip Anyolo singled out Marsabit, Kitui, Garissa, Wajir and Lodwar as among the most drought-ravaged areas that the church has started to supply food donations. He urged Kenyans to embrace the spirit of being a brother's keeper and help those in need.
Tunajua tunatumwa katika shida kila mmoja wetu, the economy imedhoofika kidogo, lakini tukilinganisha sisi wenyewe na wale ambao wanakufa saizi, we are a bit better. Spirit of sharing ni wito wa kanisa, ni wito wa Kristo. Kwa hivyo tunaomba ya kwamba wasaidie.
His sentiments were echoed by Ruiru MP Simon Kingara.
Wananchi wote wajitolee, na mimi kama Simon Kingara, kama vile nimesema hapo awali, tumesema kuanzia kesho tutajitolea na tutaanza kupatiana unga, na tumetoa mifuko 1,000 kuona wale wameathirika zaidi.
He urged the government to increase funds allocated to the Agriculture Ministry through the National Cereals and Produce Board to boost storage of food during bumper harvests.
Wakati kuna chakula kwa wingi, ndio tuweze kuweka hiyo chakula kama akiba na ambayo tunaweza tumia wakati ya kiangazi.
Pauline Nasimir for Lunchtime News.
And on matters education, Kakamega County government has set aside 59.1 million shillings as a capitation fund to help boost education in the region, particularly for the early childhood education. Kakamega Deputy Governor Ayub Savula says the move is aimed at ensuring no child fails to attend school due to lack of school fees. Savula saying 455 million shillings has been allocated to ensure the ECD teachers are employed on a permanent and pensionable basis. On the outbreak of Ebola in neighboring Uganda, Savula says doctors from Kakamega County have been deployed to undertake the screening of people at the Malaba border to ensure the disease is not imported into the country.
Hiyo mtoto akizaliwa akienda ECD anasoma bure. Mtu asikuulize hata shilingi moja kwa ECD. Tunakubaliana hapo? Hawa walimu wa ECD Obaranya hapo wameandika permanent and pensionable. Kuna ugonjwa hapa Kampala hapa Uganda. Na kutoka hapa ukienda Malaba border ama Busia border, kutoka hapo kwenda Kampala ni 2 hours. Iko ugonjwa inaitwa Ebola. Tumeweka madaktari wetu kwa borders, wako timamu, wako tayari, na screening iko kwa sababu Kakamega County ina border Busia na ina border Bungoma County, zile county ziko karibu na border. Tunataka tuchunge watu wetu.
Elsewhere, businessman Jimmy Wanjigi now says politicians who lost in the August general election should not seek to serve in the public service as a fallback plan. Wanjigi, who spoke in Migori County, urged the Public Service Commission to disregard applications by poll losers in the ongoing recruitment of principal secretaries, saying there were other deserving Kenyans than those who failed in their political ambitions.
We also want to warn you, it is about the people of Kenya, not about leaders. You said it in your campaigns over and over again. Of your people there, their relatives are there in large numbers. Their family members in large numbers. In large numbers. Their cronies and KYMs, they're in large numbers. We have a lot of political failures ambao wanataka kuingia civil service. Wakae nje. There is enough time and enough personnel in Kenya to get those posts, even in the current civil service. Why are you going there? Unaanguka kwa siasa alafu unajaribu kuwa PS. Hapana. We must ask you and urge you, do not be held hostage by those around you in the governance of 51 million Kenyans. It starts now, and we are watching.
Meanwhile, Diamond Trust Bank has partnered with Rose Women's Foundation to run an income-generating and capacity-building program for women in Kenya's low-income settlements. The program aims to alleviate poverty and build self-sustaining micro to small businesses among women.
The program, which will involve coaching and mentorship for a period of 6 months, is aimed at empowering the women to grow their businesses and boost their income levels. Speaking at the announcement of the capacity building program, DTB Group CEO and Managing Director Nasim Devji said that the bank was cognizant of the challenges faced by the micro, small and medium enterprises in the current economic circumstances.
And most importantly is to bring financial inclusion within the communities, within the minority community, and particularly women.
Under the first cohort of the partnership, the bank has set aside 2.5 million shillings to take 50 women from the Eastleigh area, among them mitumba traders, hawkers and food vendors, for a training program on how to properly run their businesses.
And they'll go through basic finance, financial literacy, savings, emergency preparedness, business planning. They'll even present their business plans at a pitch competition. And then they'll be paired with a mentor. And so Diamond Trust Bank has so generously provided mentors today to pair one-on-one with the Rose women.
Trevor Ngendo for Lunchtime News.
A meeting convened to address an altercation between Mogoka traders and residents in Siakago town of Mbere North in Embu County ended prematurely after residents declined to be addressed by leaders. Two delegations from Embu and Meru counties, led by Embu Deputy Governor Kinywa Mugo and Meru Deputy Governor Isaac Mutuma, could not convince the angry residents to listen as they demanded the return of 5 motorcycles stolen by people allegedly masquerading as Mogoka traders.
The chaos started when aggrieved residents of Ndao Ward accused Mogoka traders from Meru of allegedly harboring criminals who had stolen motorbikes and refused to pay for Mogoka while acting as brokers. Efforts by Area Member of Parliament Geoffrey Kirenga and other leaders to address the crowd did not bear fruit, with the irate residents calling for the transfer of officers attached to Siakago Police Station.
Security ya Mbere North imeregea miaka mingi na tumekubaliana ya kwamba kuanzia jana, leo, kesho kutwa security team ya hii Siakago ikuwe imepandirika.
Embu County Commissioner Stephen Kihara assured residents that their demands would be looked into, but any actions taken would be carried out in accordance to the law.
Kuanzia leo, kesho utaona the changes zile tumeimplement kuanzia leo.
Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire, who visited the area on Saturday, called for registration of all Mogoka traders and boda operators in a bid to promote easy identification by the county government and security personnel. Meru Deputy Governor Isaac Mutuma, who addressed the media after the botched meeting, called for a truce and urged all traders to avoid getting involved in criminal activities.
Tumekubaliana ile pikipiki ambayo imepotea na chairman anasema anajua mahali iko, ataenda ifuatwe, ijulikane mahali iko na iletwe, na zile zingine zote zimepotea, investigations zitaendelea. Na tumesema watu wote wa bodaboda ambao wako na biashara ya bodaboda na hawaja register kwa kikundi yoyote, kutoka kesho bodaboda zote lazima zikuwe registered.
Na hiyo ndio tunaomba kama viongozi, kuishi kwa amani. Kwa hivyo tunaomba wale Dhawa Ward and any part of this nation tukae kwa amani.
He assured all business people in Meru of their safety and called on Embu County leadership to ensure the same for all businessmen. Colin Shadrack for Lunchtime News.
We're taking a break, but we'll be back with more news after this break. Don't go too far.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124.
Are you a holder of unclaimed financial assets? Take advantage of the Finance Act 2022 moratorium on penalties and interests. Surrender any unclaimed financial assets in your possession today. Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. Receive, safeguard, reunite.
Take on Tech, a weekly program that brings you technological debates and concepts. Let us assume we have a young innovator who has come up with an app.
Financial technology and financial services is a very complex game.
Keeping you up to date with the latest tech news both locally and internationally. Apple has lost its position as the most valuable firm amid tech sellers. We also explore different innovations by our very own young innovators. Make sure you don't miss. Tune in every Monday at 10:30 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Kwani pikipiki inatumia maji? Hebu kuja hapa wewe. Hebu nipatie pesa zangu wewe.
Oh, naguwashe. Si ulete gabrete tu nitaguwasha utawaga ile aguna.
Sasa kuangalia maziwa likuweka maji. Sako si kuna timu mafisi. Hiyo inaitwa foam. Kutolea watu foam.
Mende inakufa kifo cha umbwa. Ha!
Labda olewe na wanamgambo ama wale wanaitangwa Buffalo Soldiers. Mwata ni malisa mimi.
Unataka kulia.
At KBC Channel 1, we put people at the heart of events with our captivating weekly news features. Every day, we are breaking new grounds with informative, entertaining, and inspiring human interest stories. On Mondays, 9 p.m., we have The Cabinets. Tuesday, 9 p.m., we get inside the barracks for military tales. We delve in the world of cinemas and theater each Wednesday night. For the young and industrious, make a date with us every Thursday at 9 p.m. Fridays are dedicated for my culture. On Saturdays, we go back in time for history in perspective. And on Sundays, we get to know the process of how things are done and made. KBC Channel 1 News features a whole lot of wonderful viewing experience.
The world's biggest sporting event is here with us. The FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. KBC Television will air live 28 selected matches, while radio will beam live all the 64 matches. We would like to bring to the attention of the public that KBC is the only station that has exclusive 2022 FIFA World Cup free-to-air FTA broadcast rights for both TV and radio in the Kenya territory, and no other media outlet. Therefore, catch all the FIFA World Cup action live and exclusive on KBC TV and radio. KBC is indeed your true sports partner.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. It is time now for sports. Veteran rally driver Piero Canubio says he has found his rhythm in his Hyundai i20 NG Rally 2 machine despite retiring from the 6th round of the Kenya National Rally Championship in Nanyuki last month due to mechanical gremlins. The former Mitsubishi Evolution 10 driver is among those enlisted for the Mombasa Motor Club Rally slated for Saturday in Kilifi County.
Piero Canubio will be hoping to rediscover the reliability of his new i20 and Rally 2 machine against Nairobi drivers, among them series leader Karan Patel, second place Jasmeet Chana, and first place Raji Singh Barij, who will be returning to the national series in a Minty Motorsports Skoda Fabia Rally 2. The i20 and Rally 2 car is the successor to i20 R5, currently running the national and continental championships across the globe, as well as World Rally Third Tier Championship WRC3. Piero will become the first ever driver to enter the Mombasa Motor Club Rally leg of the National Series in a Hyundai Rally 2 machine. Piero is an old hand in the sport, having started his racing in Italy in the 1980s and teaming up with co-drivers, among them Cepelini Giorgio, T. Gianfranco and Rogero Pasio. Meanwhile, reconnaissance for the rally shall take place in Bamba area on Friday, same as Reke, while Kilifi Mall will be the venue for scrutineering checks. The ceremonial start and finish shall take place on Saturday at Bamba Mwezamoyo School. 3 stages, KWFT 38 kilometers, Mirima Wandege 26.36 kilometers, and Jila 16.24 kilometers will be repeated to make up a competitive run of 161.30 kilometers. The rally will cover a total distance of 277.50 kilometers.
And moving on, Cameroon national soccer team, the Indomitable Lions, will be appearing for the 8th time in the FIFA World Cup. This is a record for the most appearances at the Wild event among the African teams. This year's World Cup finals will be held in Qatar from the 20th of next month, and it will be televised live here on KBC.
The Indomitable Lions, who are currently ranked 6th and 43rd in Africa and world ranking respectively, qualified for Qatar 2022 after beating Algeria 2-1 away in the second leg of the qualifiers to win the tie on a 2-2 goals aggregate. The team had lost 1-0 at home against North Africans but redeemed themselves in the second leg.
Delivered back into the danger area, flicked on, and they scored! Oh, it's incredible! It's Carl Toko Akambi.
The team is coached by former defender and captain Rigobert Song, who had played in 4 FIFA World Cup editions in 1994 and 2010. Cameroon were the first African team to reach the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup in 1990, losing to England in extra time.
As in comes Lineker and scores! England lead by 3-2. 2 goals for Gary Lineker from the penalty spot. We're now playing stoppage time.
In 2014, they lost their 3 group matches against Mexico, Croatia and Brazil.
That's a juggle by Fernandinho. David Luiz will play back in, and Oscar heads it home. In fact, it's Fred. Fred heads it home.
In Qatar, they are pooled in Group G alongside 5 times champions Brazil, Serbia and Switzerland. Some of the stars who represented them include their current football boss Samuel Eto'o, Rodrigo Miller, Alex Song and Idris Kameni. The current squad include Inter Milan's goalkeeper Andre Onana, Vincent Abubakar and Carl Teko Ekambi of Leo. The global soccer competition will be broadcast live on KBC Channel 1 as from 20th.
So keep it here for the FIFA World Cup exclusively here on KBC Channel 1. Now moving on to tennis, Serbian tennis star Novak Djokovic claimed his 90th ATP title after beating Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final of the Astana Open in Kazakhstan. Djokovic, a 21-time Grand Slam champion, beat his Greek opponent 6-3, 6-4. Tsitsipas lost his serve in the 8th game of the first set before his rival went on to take the opener. Djokovic later broke Tsitsipas in the 5th game of the second set and took the match on his 3rd match point. point. The victory guarantees the 35-year-old a spot at the 2022 ATP Finals. Tsitsipas has finished runner-up in each of the 9 ATP Tour finals he has played.
Oh.
And Barcelona defeated Celta Vigo to return to the top of the Spanish league on goal difference. The win may not have been convincing, but it was still enough to take Barca back to the top ahead of next week's trip to Real Madrid.
In El Clasico at Santiago Bernabeu, it was the 7th consecutive league win for Barcelona, who started well with Gavi and Rafinha running for the channel and creating several scoring opportunities. Came into the game with the best defensive record in the league, but were quickly undone as United leveled within 10 minutes. Meanwhile, in Italy, Napoli scored 3 goals in the last 14 minutes to beat Cremonese 4-1 and move back to the top of the Serie A table.
Simeone, and away goes Kvaratskhelia. Can they catch him? Kvaratskhelia can square it. Lozano! Di Lorenzo's ball in. Oliveira's got one too.
And with that, we come to the end of KBC Lunchtime News on this Huduma Day 2022. Thank you for staying tuned. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. God bless you. Good afternoon.
Uangalie tu biashara ikifa hivi mbele macho yako.
Mimi sitakubali kuchukua pesa zangu niekeze kwenye mahali ambako najua kuna waizi.
Our house is like a hot kitchen. Lazima nyinyi muanze kusuluhisha issue zenu ndio mtoto aweze kusaidika. Kwa nini mgombana mbele ya mtoto?
Kuna mwanamke mwingine.
So this time around things are different.
Mr. Gonzalo's now in a coma.
Oh my God.
If we don't give him a transfusion in the next 2 hours, he might not be able to survive.
I have to get in touch with an available lawyer as soon as possible. I'm sure Valentina and Mauricio are going to accede to my request. But I have to do it legally.
But now that she already came out in the open,